I think CG just cannot run away by saying that likelihood of Trump, whether or not Trump being impeached, is not important because we are talking only based on benefit and harm. We believe that under closing opposition, that the likelihood of impeachment itself should be considered as well. Because understanding that we need to actually also take into consider on whether or not the impeachment is actually likely. Because understanding that if the impeachment is likely, it will also lead to the idea of harm and benefit that can be measured, whether or not the harm or the benefit whether the harm or the benefit when the impeachment is actually happen, or whether or not the impeachment the harm or benefit in it itself when impeachment is not actually happening. Number one, we believe that under closing position we already proved to you on how the likelihood of impeachment is actually already there, and on how the benefit of the impeachment in and of itself when it is success is actually very much beneficial to begin with. But second, in the idea of worst case scenario, under closing opposition, our benefit is also reached in the case where impeachment in and of itself is not successful. Yeah. We already explained to you on how, number one, the attempt to impeach in and of itself can actually galvanize Democrat sympathizers that value the smallest action to begin with. This is very important for the next election, not only 2020 but also also further election. On how we believe that because of the smallest action that we got will be seen by the society of America, the society in and of itself as the action that we need to take when we see Trump, and we know that Trump is bad to begin with. No. Second, we already proved to actually explain to you that this is the only biggest issues we can utilize to begin with as Democrat to begin with. OG cannot just say that we should frame this kind of Trump problem as a scandal to begin with, because the exposure in and of itself will not be that big if we only frame it as a scandal to begin with. What is the example? Stormy Daniels that being framed by scandal to begin with, when the issues is not widespread in all America to begin with. But by framing it as impeachment, see on how a lot of media is actually portraying it. See on how under closing opposition we prove to you on how all the society can still participate to begin with. But several issues that I will talk on my sketch. No, thank you. Number one, let's talk about the idea that being brought by closing government. Right? The closing government idea is actually based on the participation in and of itself, that those anti-establishment people will feel betrayed, so on and so forth. Number one, we believe that we already explained to you on how, number one, it is not Democrat issues to begin with. But second, even if we want to talk about anti-establishment on how participation is not there, we believe that no, it will not happen to begin with. Because of what, ladies and gentlemen? Because understanding that the political participation in itself will still happening under our side. Why is this so? Number one, we say that because of the existence of these kind of issues and because of the attempt to actually impeach Trump, it is actually providing and try to make the society understand that hey, Trump is actually this bad, so on and so forth, and hey, there is this kind of problem, and why Trump should be impeached, so on and so forth. But why it will make society participate to begin with? Because number one, we believe that the society of the United States will feel participated because the problem of the impeachment of Trump is not exclusively talked only in the Congress, but also shown to the society that hey, the impeachment in and of itself, is actually very important to begin with. But also what being brought by closing government, that it will only focus on scandal, and the discourse will only based on the scandal to begin with. One, we believe that it is not happening. On how even if there is the existence of this, because of the discourse is exist, even if the discourse is actually exists toward this kind of Trump impeachment, we believe that the policy talking is still actually there anyway. But why is this so? Because understanding that the Congress is not distracted by only talking about impeachment of Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Congress still talking about policy. Congress Democrat can still talking about policies such as Democrat debate, for example, and other things. So we believe that because of the existence of attempt on impeachment itself, we will not focus on the scandal, because not only focus on the impeachment itself, but also the policy. But for that,
our capitals to impeach can be directed to media bombardment, relative awareness, and issue of exposures. Most of your problem lies on radicals still voting for Trump regardless of the scandals. How do those people react to impeachment?
Let's in the context, right? What happened before Trump? Before the attempt of impeachment in itself actually happened. Like closing opposition already explained to you on how the Trump approval rating in itself is actually skyrocketing after more campaigns, so on and so forth. We believe that what is important for Democrat to actually do what important for Democrat to actually do is to take this kind of problem that Donald Trump has to actually shows that Donald Trump is that bad, actually ruin Donald Trump legacy to begin with. But if you're talking about those bigot people to begin with, number one, we believe that in the Republican in of itself, there's still there is actually idealism to law to begin with. On how most of them is actually focused and actually ideal on talking about legal standing, legal law standing, and so on and so forth. We believe that those people that is actually idealism will actually say that Trump is that problematic to begin with by the time that we attempt to actually impeach him to begin with. The second, talking about those bigot people that still voting Trump to begin with, I don't understand why they brought to begin with, but why they brought this to begin with, because understanding that under their side, this kind of people will still actually boost to the Trump anyway. But secondly, also, I still question this kind of thing on how this kind of bigot people. I also question this kind of thing. If we're talking about bigot people, then under both government beds, they need to actually still to prove to us why this kind of bigot people will actually not go to Donald Trump without the attempt of impeachment in and of itself. Because understanding that under closing opposition, where we actually attempt to actually impeach Donald Trump, this kind of bigot people will actually the one that be seen as a problem to begin with, ladies and gentlemen, because understanding that the case of impeachment itself is actually that severe. On how we can see that a lot of cases is actually very favoring on impeaching Donald Trump to begin with, on how the likelihood of impeachment is actually very big to begin with. That means these bigot people will actually stop supporting Donald Trump under our side, because they will be seen as if they still stuck to Donald Trump to begin with. We believe that under closing opposition, we have proved to you on how the likelihood of impeachment is actually very big to begin with, that will measure the benefit and harm in and of itself that never been taught by any other bands to begin with. And second, we believe that in terms of Congress discourse participation and future benefit, we believe that under closing opposition, we already proved to you, if any scenario, we're very proud to oppose.